No surprises here on the character picks. The Asuri that Wrenched has just been shredding his opponents with. And then this Hattori on the side of Boomie.
Oh,
the spear for the damage, the sword for the kill.
For the first time in top 8, we're going to be seeing that Thunderguard Stadium that we were talking about. That deceptive center stage. It's 2 stages connected together with a bridge, but the cool thing about controlling the center is that you can duck down beneath it and you can use aerials just like Boomie did there with that recovery to be able to add more options to your combo game than you would normally have on a stage like Mammoth Fortress. And we're going right into this here. Spear versus guitars. Wrenched on the side of the stage, getting a nice side air as he's able to get onto the left side. Boomie finding a sidelight, no D-lights to be able to cover it, and tossing that weapon away. Boomie's now unarmed and he finds himself a sword.
Now we saw Boomie be explosive with the spear. He had like one major spear edgeguard using multiple dares and the weapon tosses on the edge. You also know how effective edgeguarding tools are with the sword ground pound and the sword dare and weapon tosses as well. So if Boomie gets off stage with Wrenched, I think we're going to see some crazy volatile situations.
He's got to be careful.
There's the dare. He's chasing him under the stage. That is going to be the first stock, ending it with a weapon toss.
That is the hunt right there. He saw that Wrenched use that spot dodge almost like his read. I think Wrenched was going for a very early kill, but Boomie waited that out, was able to get him under the stage, and he may have been able to recover if it weren't for that excellent chase dodge weapon throw at the very last minute to stop Wrenched from barely being able to touch. Wrenched is now trying to return with his own unarmed combos, finding that D-light into recovery. Boomie going for that neutral sig, just trying to put on whatever damage that he can. Wrenched wants to even up these stocks, and Boomie just wants to run away with this lead. Nice down stick coming up from Wrenched to be able to put himself in a position to punish, but Boomie just recovers to the center. That's an option that you normally don't have on other maps. And he's being like, I don't like this wall.
Just going.
Yep, I'll just go to the next one.
And that's something that Hattori can do that not a lot of other characters can do with that really high movement speed stat. He can just go all the way from the left to the right. You see how quickly his character is moving in the air.
And Wrenched has got to be a little bit careful about that because Boomie is kind of waiting him out, taking advantage of the lead that he has, but if Wrenched reaches too far, we saw what Boomie's willing to do off stage. Nice side air coming up from Wrenched. Boomie not expecting him to fall with that side air, and the way that it hit him into the platform sent him at an angle that where the knockback was enough to kill. And now we're back to even 2 stocks to 2.
Wrenched doesn't have a ton of damage on him right now. Both players are getting weapon, but Boomie has what seems like the damage weapon of choice for him. Nice down air, tries to finish it up with a weapon toss as Wrenched goes under the stage. You're seeing Wrenched. He's not 100% engaging super onto Boomie right now. Well, actually, you are seeing him come in. Boomie does have the sword in his hands.
And now Boomie with that sidelight off of the stage, gets caught up by Wrench's neutral light, goes in for the neutral stick, and Boomie just waiting for Wrench to get back onto the stage, recognizing the wall slip. He's not going through the center, so he's going to come back eventually. Wrench with the ground pound to reposition. Boomie doesn't seem to want to go off stage here against Wrench, considering how effective Wrench has shown that he is off stage. A nice side stick nearly KOs, a little bit more damage than that would have been able to do it. Weapon toss comes out, and Wrench, tossing his weapon, gets a nice downer, tries to go for a falling nair, and Boomie hurriedly runs to the right side of the stage to be able to recover here. Nice sidelight into a D-light while Wrench look for the recovery here. The side stick does not quite punish that ground pound, and Boomie is taking advantage of that center stage. Wrench, I think he went way too deep.
Oh my gosh, he just kept going when he was off stage, going way too deep. He came off of the bottom wall and then fell a little bit and then down aired, and Wrench might be in danger of losing his stock. The gigantic hitbox on that is not going to connect with Wrench. He's able to get around it while Boomie is frozen.
Maybe it had a chance if he didn't pivot it, but by Boomie aiming that into the side of the stage, it gave Wrench a prime opportunity for a ground pound, and now we're back to even here. Boomie constantly repositioning through the center stage. Wrench finding these guitars, getting hit by the down air from Boomie, but nothing else. And he's trying to look for a string. Nice ground pound, goes for a dare afterwards, but oh no, he's got to be careful. These exchanges underneath the stage could be life or death no matter what your stock percentage is.
And Boomie's going deep. He's
finds it down air.
Maybe Wrench will go too deep again. Boomie wanting to play under that stage. You're seeing him, even when he's not under the stage, he's playing so low on that wall down there. He's trying to encourage Wrench on the edge, but now he's on the main platform just waiting, not even engaging upon Wrench at this point. He has the spear in his hands.
Oh, but a nice, the amazing guitar string coming up from Wrench, being able to lead into a down tick, goes for a dive kick, but Boomie manages to recover high. But Boomie took so much damage from that. Any signature from any of Wrench's moves will be able to get the KO here. A sidelight comes out, but it doesn't lead into a down light. He isn't able to chain that into a D-light afterwards because he fell off the stage from the traveling of the sidelight, and he goes for a D-light move, but the recovery does not connect. D-light recovery comes out, and Wrench actually takes game 1 off of Boomie here with an excellent D-light recovery in the center of the stage. Boomie opting to play in the middle and underneath the stage, not working out for him there as Wrench was able to adjust quite well. I don't think an off-stage strategy is going to be the best thing against Wrench to prove that that's where he's the most comfortable.
Yeah, Boomie kind of found that initial engagement by sending Wrench under the stage with the side air, finishing it up with the weapon toss, but other than that, Boomie wasn't having the most success under the stage. Like, there was the point that Wrenched fell, but I wouldn't try to rely on an engagement like that. I don't think that's going to happen every game. That was kind of a...
It was an insane outplay, but it's not... That's what makes it an insane outplay. It doesn't happen all the time. Right. And now we have a neutral light into a recovery coming from Wrench to be able to even up some damage. Boomie winning in neutral a little bit here, and it seems like that... Oh, he finds himself off stage. There's one downer, tosses the spear aside, picks up the sword, and he tries to get beneath the platform, but he's caught by Wrench's neutral light. Wrench just waiting to see where Boomie's going to recover. A very risky neutral sig, but he finds Wrench beneath the stage. Can Wrench make it back? He can't.
Oh, he doesn't have the vertical movement with that dodge. That's not a chase dodge, so it's not going to be as fast, have as many active frames, or cover as much distance.
And that downer, I guess, was low enough from Boomie beneath the stage.
Oh,
Wrench has got to be careful with those ground pounds. He found himself actually just losing a stock to himself if he wasn't careful. And a double D-Light Stare, that's the kind of damage into recovery. Boomie, he's really making a statement in this next game here, as he's not even in the red here, and a recovery stops Wrench from being able to get that ground pound. Wrench can't find anything off stage.
Now Wrench is coming in, he came in with the unarmed ground pound and now the sword ground pound. Boomie isn't that damaged yet. That's not going to be a guaranteed kill. Definitely not the unarmed ground pound. You see him floating, spot dodge for a little bit, but Boomie has that extended kind of cone-sized hitbox. I
also want to talk a little bit about what Boomie just did there on the side of the stage. He had no more jumps, he had no more dodges, he had nothing. But what he did was predict that Wrench was going in for a ground pound, space his nair perfectly to get the chase dodge afterwards, because that's what's activated after a hit. And that's why he was able to recover. Neutral stick comes out, it's not punished by Wrench, he's a little bit too slow to react, and now a nice down stick. Is this going to be the KO? No, Boomie manages to get underneath it, and
he almost gets another chase dodge on hit. That was so close.
He was looking for the same strategy. Sometimes in those situations, the best way to edgeguard your opponent is just to do nothing, because if you provide them a character to hit, that can provide them with the moves to be able to get back to the stage. Wrench needs to be careful here as he gets side aired, sent off the stage. Boomie looking for that downer, but Wrench is able to punish with a dodge up neutral air. Nice D-Light recovery, but the nair not going to be able to kill from Boomie. Boomie needs to find a D-Light side air if he wants to be able to get the stock. So far, Thunderguard's blast zones are not quite as small as, say, Small Enigmas or Brawlhavens.
Tries to get the turnaround, gravity cancel down light. He does hit the side light. He's going to force Wrench onto the edge again. He does have, that's sort of a rare option coming out from Boomie. Wrench was right below him. A down air would have been the best option.
It's a rare option, but if there's one place I'm going to see it happen, it's on Thunderguard, because he could continue the ground pound through the stage if it didn't work out. And that's why I like to see that, because it was either going to hit or he was going to be safe.
And it's going to send Wrenched over to the left, which is where Boomie wants him. If he just hit like a down air on the stage, it's going to bounce Wrenched up a little bit, but that's not going to be where he wants. Nice downlight reset coming out from Boomie. He has Wrenched on the edge, both players in orange, but Boomie is a full stock up. Downlight dare into the gravity cancel side light. Boomie showing some serious sword play here.
A nice neutral stick coming out from Wrench to be able to catch Boomie off guard. That down stick could have been punished, but Boomie just seems to be waiting up for an opportunity here. Punishes that ground pound. If you don't charge the ground pound long enough, you will get that landing animation on a platform, regardless of whether or not you can ground pound through it. And that's what happened to Wrench there, and that's why he was able to get hit by that neutral air. Side stick comes out, and Wrench immediately punishes with a nice air. Goes for that weapon toss to be able to punish, and the ground pound doesn't connect. And Boomie actually gets a punish. Wrench has to recover through the center of the stage. No D-Light comes out, and Wrench, avoiding out of that neutral stick, tries to go for a down stick punish, and instead gets down air beneath the stage. Boomie getting hit by these falling nairs. He's still in a second stock, though. If Wrench cleans this up, Wrench has more damage than Boomie right now.
And you saw Boomie right there to reset his jumps. He down aired into the corner of the stage. Wrench is going to find that signature to take Boomie's second stock out, but by Boomie daring into the side of that stage right on that corner, the D-Light recovery is going to kill, and Boomie taking that with a JV2.
1-1 now in this best of 5 losers finals. We're going to see if we're going to go to a different map. Immediately Thunderguard was banned. I saw that already. And now we're going to be going on to a new map that's going to be a little bit different, because I think Boomie was able to successfully pull off what he wanted to in game 1. I think there was a little bit of flubs off stage, but he was able to solidify the playstyle that he was aiming for in Wrench. I don't think he wants to allow him to have that comfort once again. So we're going to be mixing it up by going to a different stage. Stages haven't been finished being banned yet, as they're being banned out by Wrench, and Boomie's going to be able to pick his following stage. And I imagine, I'm looking into the stages, and I think he would want something that has a little bit more platform movement. I don't think he wants to go to Mammoth. I don't think he wants to go to Shipwreck either, but we'll see based off of what happens after that little coaching session. It's over. The maps are going to continue to be banned.
Yeah, we might see Boomie wanting to go to something like Small Enigma, something with a lot of neutral game, possibly some above stage gameplay as well, because Boomie was doing serious work with the neutral game against Wrench.
We ended up going to Small Enigma. I saw Wrench trying to box him into a Shipwreck Falls pick because of the small edges, he's gotten a little bit more success off stage. But Small Enigma is going to be where we are on game number 3, and we're going right into it. Boomie trying to get that first weapon, but Wrench stops it with a nice recovery. Boomie finds it anyways, and now we've got sword versus sword here. D-Light recovery is the first combo that comes out from Wrench, and Boomie is going to try to find his own D-Light combos, but a nice sidelight from Wrench off the platform into a Sair. He goes in for that down sig, wrong direction however, and Boomie was able to punish with a recovery into a Nair into recovery. Lots of damage coming out from those sword hitboxes.
It's interesting, both he and Boomie have now done a pivot down signature facing toward the stage. Boomie did it with Hattori's spear earlier, that was with Asuri's sword. But Boomie now has the spear in his hand, he's looking for that damage buildup, possibly those double D-lights into the side air. This time it's going to be 2 side lights, the second one going off the stage. Wrenched, even though he's not on small thunder guard, you're going to see him go under the stage. Boomie's going to pick up this sword, he sees Wrenched in the air, he's trying to fish for those Nairs, possibly some recoveries might be coming out as well. I think Nair is going to be a more damaging option there, the neutral light on the stage.
Yeah, right after that GC side stick to be able to punish it. There's another dodge in the a spot dodge into neutral light. Boomie just finding where Wrench is intending to land or ending with his moves and punishing him. That side stick was a little bit too high. With a neutral stick, catches him off guard. Wrench was not ready for that spacing. Hattori, very unique with her signatures in the sense that a lot of the times it's shrouded in mystery. Sometimes she teleports, other times she creates a smoke screen to be able to hit her opponents. And that's something that you have to be ready for with matchup knowledge to be able to fight. And Wrench evens it up immediately with the same combo that he started this match out with, a D-Light recovery off the top.
Oh no, he charged up that weapon toss, hoping to delay another weapon spawning as fast as possible. And Boomie actually fell right down out of spawn, right on top of him, hit him with an unarmed neutral light immediately.
And now that weapon toss doesn't lead into a neutral light. It didn't send him quite as far or where he was expecting Wrench to go, and Wrench was able to punish. That jumping Sair does not connect, but it goes unpunished, and now both players are looking for ways into the neutral game. D-Light Sair, probably what Wrench wants, maybe a D-Light recovery. Boomie looking for that bread and butter D-Light Sair that puts on so much damage. He just went for it there and got punished. Down air comes out. Another D-Light does not manage to connect, and both players are they're fighting fleeting hitboxes. He goes for that pivot D-Light. I like that. Just barely managed to miss out. And these neutral lights aren't catching these landings. Both players are playing very conservatively here on their second stock.
And you're seeing Wrench run back and forth, really grounded. He will occasionally jump, but he's like jumping twice immediately, so he gets out of the range of that down light. You see the insig, he tried to hit that against Boomie. That might have led to the kill there. So much force on that. He used it effectively against Wilson. Another one coming out. Boomie keeping this damage all but tied up right now. Boomie has a little bit more damage on him. You're seeing these falling Nairs coming out from Wrench. More falling Nairs.
Oh,
there's the weapon toss.
But he hits his head. Okay, Wrench manages to make it back. I was worried about that because if you waste your jumps at the bottom of the stage, that could lead to your own death. But the weapon toss was enough to be able to confirm that KO, and Wrench takes the lead here, and there's a game number 3. Wrench going for that D-Light, isn't able to quite... Oh, I love that dash platform movement right there before. But Boomie finds the spear, finds the side light, doesn't get the side stick read. I guess he was expecting a dodge down maybe to avoid a D-Light, but he wasn't able to get that. And now he's taking a decent amount of damage from Wrench's guitars here as he finds that Sair, tosses the spear off stage. Not going to quite be able to do it, and Wrench finds a neutral light, goes in for a recovery into a Sair. Boomie tries to go for a hard charge neutral stick. The GC side sticks, what we saw him KOing with all day today, they're not connecting.
And he's taking so much damage in the process. Back-to-back neutral lights, finally takes that stock off of Wrench, but that was only Wrench's second stock. Boomie is like right on the border between orange and red at this point. The way that Wrench has been killing, he's been able to hit those signatures. He has the offstage play as well. He forced Boomie to bump his head earlier. You saw Wrench bump his head. I'm sure he was a little bit panicked in that moment, but Boomie tried to punish that, tried to capitalize on that opportunity. Look at this neutral game domination by Wrench, following it up with that signature, almost a JV2 there.
Yeah, down sig, finishes it up, catches that landing very easily, and he secures himself a 2-1 lead in this loser finals. And this isn't grand finals, there's no reset here. Whoever's going to win this match, if this is a tournament point for Boomie here. He wins this match, he goes on the grand finals to fight against Kostlix. Kostlix versus Wrench, a matchup we have not seen yet today. Boomie versus Kostlix, we already know is quite close, but if Boomie wants the chance of that rerun, he needs to be able to fight against Wrench here. And they're going to the Great Hall, a map that we rarely see for this game number 4.
We still have those like medium-sized sidewalls. They're not gigantic, but they're not teeny tiny. They do have a little 45-degree angle at the bottom, so sometimes you can ride that angle, ride that momentum up. You can definitely do that with the Qatar recovery, a little bit with the sword recovery as well, maybe a little bit with spear as well for Boomie.
I like that neutral light from Boomie, but the Great Hall also provides some really cool recovery opportunities on the left and right side of the stage, because you don't always have to go like upwards and inwards onto the stage. You can go outward, but Wrench finds himself off stage, goes for a downer, nice neutral air. He's going to go back to the stage. Boomie turning this around, downer into weapon toss, into a clash. Wrench barely manages to touch back onto the wall, but an amazing offstage exchange there. Boomie's trying to get the damage lead back here as he gets that down air. Wrench, however, finds a nice jumping Sair. Weapon toss does not connect, but he has an opportunity for an offstage edge guard. D-Light doesn't lead into anything. Boomie finds a nice dare. No falling stare. There it is. Gets wrenched off the stage, and the ground pound does not connect. The weapon toss just barely dodges out of the way. Both players missing the kill opportunities on each other here as Boomie dodges in place, and a nice nair stops him from getting that down. And there's a GC side stick. Just as I say, it wasn't working throughout the entire set. He manages to find it there when it matters most, and he's able to get that KO and take the first stock lead.
And that's the benefit of using that move like Boomie is doing, gravity canceling it rather than just doing it on the floor. A lot of times he's been hitting a grounded opponent doing it, but Wrench was actually in the air there, so it covers above the opponent as well if they're just a little bit in the air. Maybe not one full jump height up, but Wrench is going to get the quick clap back, keeping himself even so far in stocks with Boomie here, even though he's up a full game.
And now we are back to even, as you said, 2-2. Wrench trying to take him off stage. You're stopping Boomie from getting a weapon as much as he can. Boomie's just like trying to clutch that out. And that's part of the game, is weapon denial there, and Wrench is just showing the best way to be able to do it. Boomie took it to the orange before he was able to find that spear, and Wrench is still putting on the hurt with that DLI into neutral air. Boomie throws the spear up to cover his head just to make sure that he can get back onto the stage. He's got to be careful here. He manages to dash back on, looking for those Sares, but Wrench finds the Sare of his own. Neutral stick does not connect as Boomie recovers high, and finally, a neutral light coming up from Boomie, but his chase dodges is punished as Wrench does not falter, stays in the same place and manages to find that recovery combo. Wrench is looking like he's going to be taking a lead here. If Boomie isn't careful, he needs to find one of those KOs, maybe another GC side sig off the side of the stage. Here he is, trying to get that nair on the way back, but the nair bounces him into the stage. Does he have a way back? He doesn't. There's an unarmed Sarah. I don't think Boomie can make it back. He realizes that. He just falls to his death. Wrench gives out that taunt and confidence. This is tournament stock.
And again, we talked about the offstage play and how Wrench is so successful at it. That's what he used a lot against Wilson. But we talked about the neutral game that might not be going Wrench's favor before this set started. That is completely different at this point. That was a really clean edge guard from Boomie, using the extended range that the down air has. He saw Wrench going a little bit hard in the paint there. He wanted that to happen, so he found that capitalization. Beautiful placement, like a surgeon with that down air.
DLI down air into recovery, into
this is a different Boomie all of a sudden.
Boomie is suddenly going in with these sword strings. He's using the chase dodges to his fullest advantage. He even got a chase dodge off of the ground pound, so when he was already going down quickly, he went even faster when he changed on his downwards into a further combo that we just saw right there. Wrench now at a damage deficit, trying to even things up. Boomie was waiting for a weapon, and Wrench is doing what he was doing best earlier in the last stock, and that's weapon denial. Boomie going in for the recovery, but I don't even think Boomie wants to go down there. Wrench is just perfectly fine with hitting him with one move at a time, stopping Boomie from being able to pick something up. He runs for his life from that down stick, the side stick. The dive kick's a little risky, but the weapon toss goes up. Wrench,
another weapon toss.
Playing uncharacteristic to what he was doing, and he's not going off stage. He's just stopping the weapons from coming up, and another recovery might be able to KO. Boomie goes for the riskiest GC downline I've ever seen in his position and dodges out of the way. The weapon toss.
Wrench going in. Boomie's going to get the weapon. He has the weapon advantage. That might be the clutch downer that leads to the kill. Wrench is going to recover just high enough to get out of the way of that ground pound. Both players in kill percent at this point.
The nair comes out.
High kill ceiling on this map.
I wonder if Boomie gets the side stick. He does.
Side stick. Boomie tying up the set.
And the first time you're seeing Boomie going from that nonchalant move, right? And he gives a little fist pump in victory because that's a big deal. If he lost that, he's out.
Boomie's been chilled kind of this whole time.
I know one thing's for sure is that I know that Boomie would love to be able to brag about 2 titles at the same tournament. And that's what he's aiming for right now. But Wrench is trying his hardest to make that impossible for him as we're going into this game number 5. He was able to barely clutch that out with a side stick after insane sword strings, the longest strings that we have seen so far in this tournament. And now,
I was wondering when Tiffany was going to come up. I was wondering if like Remy was going to come up for Boomie, and I was wondering when Tiffany was going to come up for Wrench.
It seems like they're trying to...
A little bit of discussion.
It's weird because I think Tiff was up there to talk to Wrench, but then Wrench was just kind of like, I don't need it. And Boomie's like, yes, you do. Come over here. Let's do the coaching. But now we're going into this game number 5, and this is going to decide who goes in the grand finals. This is for 3rd place. This is to have a chance at Costflex. Well, are we going to get the salty run back from Boomie to be able to get that chance to say if we can beat that Lance, the best Lance that we've got at Dreamhack Austin? Or are we going to see a new matchup with Wrench? It could go either way. That was incredibly close, game number 4.
And are we going to see Wrench's declaration that he's going to win Dreamhack Austin that he made months and months ago? Is that going to come to fruition, or is he going to have to be satisfied with just 3rd place?
We're going to find out on the most neutral map that we can possibly strike to. It's going to be Mammoth Fortress. No shenanigans here. It's a map with a platform that you can use to your advantage or have used against you. And we're opening up already. Boomie finds that weapon, has a chance to starve out Wrench. Wrench, however, finds the guitars, which he's been getting so many insane strings with, and he reads Boomie's landing into a neutral sig. He has an opportunity to go for a cider against the nair. Ground pound. That stock is done. 15 seconds. Wrenched is He must have heard you saying, oh wait, oh that's right, I have to win this tournament. So he's already going in. That was the fastest stock that we've seen all day, and now with the guitars going off stage once again, sidelight into neutral light, Boomie off the side of the stage. He's trying to find some way to slow down the match. He's already behind in damage, and the stock is it's in the lead for Wrench here, and Wrench is like, you know what, I can wait. Those exclamation points popping up. You can't be on the ledge forever. You have to touch back onto the stage, otherwise you will slip and fall to your death. The ground pound comes out again. Boomie!
Be careful.
He gets the chase dodge. Does he have his jumps? He managed to touch. Okay, he's back onto the stage, but it's so dangerous for him off stage here. Wrench is just in that mode that he had against Wilson that got him that 3 stock. It seems as though Game 5 lights something up in Wrench to where he wants to try his hardest. He brings out a new player within him. Boomie on the side. Tosses that weapon, dodges out of the way, sidelight, downlight does not connect. Wrench is trying to go for a nice recovery. Okay, the Nair comes out from Boomie. He seems to be stabilizing. D-Light, Sair puts him towards kill percent, but not even close yet. He's still deep orange.
I think Boomie's probably looking for maybe a D-Light Sair reset. Oh, he's trying to look for a neutral signature, a little bit up after he used it off of that soft platform. There's a D-Light recovery, not going to kill quite yet.
Not yet.
Doesn't have just enough variable force at this point. There's a nice side air. Is he going to follow up with a weapon toss? No, he's going to hold on to this sword. Tries to hit a falling side air. Wrench is going to get a falling Nair. Are we going to see? Yes, we are. A 2-stock lead going the way of Wrench right now, completely turning that edge guard around. There's going to be a quick D-Light into the gravity cancel neutral heavy coming out from Boomie. He's going to plant the flag saying, I'm still definitely in this. I don't care what your lead is right now.
This is last stock Boomie. What we saw before with the strings, although they were made possible by the platforms, it can come out, but Wrench, he's not giving him any opportunity to be able to begin the strings. The downer comes out. He tries to go for a neutral light, but Wrench is just chasing Boomie everywhere that he goes. A nice sidelight off the side of the stage. Looks like Boomie's going to have to, those exclamation points are going to start appearing really soon. Wrench finds that sidelight punish. D-Light comes out. Boomie puts out the sidelight punished as the neutral light's not spaced quite correctly, but he takes Wrench off the stage. D-Light's there. He goes for that slide charge. Neutral sig. It does not connect, and Wrench goes for the ground pound. The neutral sig to dodge out of the way
Boomie's going
of that
deep.
hurt box.
Last time he did this, it did not spell success for him. Ooh, trying to read the dodge down with the down signature. Boomie has the spear in his hand again.
Oh no, the slider and the weapon toss.
Big weapon toss. Boomie's got to be careful.
That's it. Oh, he dodges back. Boomie manages to make it back. Goes for the recovery. Does not get the Sair. The D-Light Sair sends Wrench off the plat. Okay, he doesn't go for the recovery here.
Is so deep right now.
He's got a Sair.
Great turnaround.
Can Wrench make it back? Weapon toss.
Nope,
makes it too far. 1-1. Both players on tournament stock. Boomie, deservingly so, putting up that taunt at the last minute. He could have a chance to be able to get a comeback here. He gets hit by that Sair. Okay, even unarmed combos are going to be able to kill Boomie here. He's going to have to play the stock of his life if he wants a chance to fight Coslick again.
D-Light side air, the weapon toss. He dodges.
Another D-Light Sair.
He has enough movement options to get back. You see him landing straight on the platform. Didn't even have to go to the wall. He has the sword in his hand. He has those D-Light side airs, the D-Light recoveries, the true combo options. Wrench going for that. Again, we saw him kill with that earlier when he gravity canceled it on the side. Recovery. Wrench. The dream is alive right now.
The dream is definitely alive.
Wrench to win Dreamhack Austin.
He has been in loser's bracket, I think, since, I don't know if he got on a winner's side.
25 years.
Yeah, basically. And he's been making the statement ever since then. And Wrench, he's been upsetting player after player. Boomie was, I know, coming into this very confident. He won the 2v2. He wanted both titles, but instead he finds himself out at 3rd place in an intense best of 5 against Wrench. That Wrench showing that, like, he has the goal to take those risks off stage and turn them into the most crazy stock conversions ever. I mean, it would still went to last stock there, but Wrench had a 3 stocks to 1 in that game number 5.
And you are correct. For those keeping score at home, Wrench entered into top 24 in the loser